What's wrong? James? Hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? What are you doing?
Nora, hey, I called St. Anne's to see if Hannah was there, and they told me that she'd been moved.
Yeah, she has a hearing today. They're reviewing the charges against her.
Well, they'll be dropped, right?
Well, it's not really quite that...
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm here for you.
Oh, no, I can't.
I know you can't. I never should have kissed you.
What were you thinking?
Thinking had nothing to do with it.
All rise.
This court is now in session. Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Hannah O'Connor.
Your Honor, Miss O'Connor was charged with the assault of Dr. Margaret Saybrook and the attempted murder of Robert Ford. However, her confessions were false and exacted under duress.
What proof does the district attorney's office have?
Blair Kramer's affidavit that states that the late Elijah Clark admitted to pushing Dr. Margaret Saybrook down the stairs, and the affidavit from Robert Ford stating that he lied to the police when he stated that Hannah O'Connor was his attacker. Because of these developments, I'm sorry, the Commonwealth cannot pursue these charges.
Does the Commonwealth intend to pursue any further charges?
Yes, we do, Your Honor. Although I believe that Miss O'Connor was in an untenable position, her lies allowed Elijah Clark to go free and therefore be available to harm other people.
I take it you're planning to file obstruction of justice charges, aiding and abetting Mr. Clark's murder spree?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Although I sympathize with Miss O'Connor, I can't ignore what happened because of her falsehood.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Everything was okay, and then it all turned to crap. And then I saw you, and it was stupid and out of line, but it happened.
What happened? What happened besides the kiss?
It's my family. Starr, everything is so messed up. First, Bobby got fired.
Yeah?
And then I found out that I couldn't get that grant that I wanted.
I'm really sorry, and that sucks, but you kissed me because you didn't get a grant?
After I found out about the grant, I ran into my mom. It is so weird. I never even thought that I had a mom, and here she is, and she's trying to help me. And I rejected her. I just couldn't let her in.
So what, you got to fight with your mom? You're still getting used to her being in your life, and once you get to know her, you'll get...
I don't think that's gonna happen, okay? Bobby's been trying to keep her at an arm's length ever since she turned up. He's never gonna have a nice word to say about her.
Well, that's your brother, not you. You're two different people.
I know that Bobby isn't your favorite guy, but he remembers her leaving us, and that's why it's so hard for him. I mean, it's just a blur for me. I remember this lullaby that she used to sing, and this blue sweater, you know? It was soft, and I remember the way that it felt so good after she picked me up after I fell. But that's it.
It's really sad.
And part of me wanted her to, I don't know, to just make everything all better again like she used to back then. Just to forgive her, to say, okay, I get it. My dad was a monster, and she was trapped, and she couldn't fight back. But where was she when I was getting socked in the face? And she was being so nice. This woman that I don't even know, and I couldn't let her come for me because it would have been a lie. Damn it.
Hey, I know what it's like to feel torn apart by a parent. I know that feeling, but James, I still don't get why you kissed me.
Starr, can't you just drop it?
No, I can't. Not if we're gonna be friends.
Look, I lied to you. Okay, I've been lying to you.
The Commonwealth may proceed with the other charges against Ms. O'Connor.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to ask that the court hear testimony from a respected psychiatrist, Dr. Margaret Saybrook, regarding my client's mental and emotional state before this decision is made.
I'll allow it. Dr. Saybrook, please approach the stand.
Hannah O'Connor was in an extremely vulnerable and compromised state at the time of her confession. She was cruelly exploited by two men, Robert Ford and Elijah Clark. Robert Ford, with whom she'd had an intimate relationship, falsely accused her of attempted murder, and Elijah Clark, her own attorney, took her case solely for the purpose of coercing her. She was vulnerable and terrified for her life. How could she be held responsible for her resulting actions? Hannah is a victim. She's not a criminal. I think it's important to remember the difference. She was driven to extreme and self-destructive behavior by these two men. And she should not have to pay with her own freedom.
Thank you, Dr. Saybrook.
Dr. Saybrook, Hannah O'Connor lied to your own son about having seen Todd Manning push you down the stairs. A lie that almost cost Todd Manning his life and landed your son, Cole Thornhart, in jail. And at the time, Elijah Clark was not coercing or manipulating Hannah. Her lies allowed Elijah Clark, the man who actually did push you down the stairs, resulting in the death of your unborn child, to remain at large for months. Do you still see Hannah as solely a victim?
What were you lying about?
I kissed you because I wanted to. Because kissing you was the one thing in that moment that would take me outside of myself and make me feel happy again.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
James, I care about you, and you're a great friend,
That's the lie. That is the lie. I don't want to be just your friend. I don't want to run into you in the park or at school or at the diner and say, hey, what's up? How's it going? See ya.
You know, I think our friendship's a little deeper than that.
Oh, yeah, like study dates and taking you to the movies sometime?
Yeah, sure.
No. That's the problem. I can't do that. I can't do any of that. The only reason why I said I would be your friend is because that's what you wanted. And I didn't want to lose you.
Well, I don't want to lose you either.
You don't feel the same way that I do. You're fine with things just being the way that they are.
James, that's not completely true. Rex saw you.
Hannah's actions were wrong and had serious consequences, and that is not in question here. But what the court needs to understand is her very real and mitigating circumstances.
Which are?
Hannah's psyche is very fragile. Your Honor, it has been for quite some time. She suffers from very low self-esteem. Her parents were largely absent during her childhood, and even when they were present, they withheld their affections for even the smallest, slightest infraction. I understand that even now when they're in Europe, they have not called to check on her, nor have they returned the calls from her doctor. And Hannah believes that she's an embarrassment to her family, and that is why they've abandoned her.
I see. So, because of her home life, Miss O'Connor should be allowed to disregard the law?
No, of course not. But these circumstances can cause serious emotional deficits, and I'm not just speaking from a professional opinion, but from personal experience. People with these problems, they lash out. They do anything for attention, for help. Hannah was on the brink of a breakdown even before she met and was tossed aside by these men.
Well, I'm sorry for her, I really am, but she interfered in a criminal investigation, and by that interference, she aided and abetted a murderer. Listen, the point is this. Should she be accountable? Should she be held responsible for her actions? I mean, think about what she did to you and your son.
Everything that Hannah did, she did to protect me.
I thought you just wanted to be friends. That was the choice you gave me.
I know. But if we're being honest...
What?
My head wants one thing, but my heart, it's really, really complicated.